Sage Brighu begins to unravel King Somakantha's past life. The sage says, "You were once born as Kamanda to a wealthy man named Chidrupa and his beautiful wife Atisubhaga in the flourishing city of Kolkara, near the Vindhya mountains. Kamanda, as a child, was showered with excessive affection by his doting parents. They indulged him to the point of spoiling him. When the time came, they married him to a virtuous woman named Kutumbini, who was devoted to him and deeply hospitable. His father accumulated huge wealth. After some years, his parents passed away. But life took a dark turn after the untimely death of his parents. Without their guidance, Kamanda fell into bad company. His inherited wealth was squandered recklessly on indulgences, and soon he found himself penniless. Kamanda's wife, Kutumbini, heartbroken by his actions, took their children and sought refuge at her father's house. Left alone and consumed by arrogance, Kamanda descended further into darkness. Drunk with power and greed, Kamanda turned to a life of crime. He stole from the innocent, seized others' property, and even took lives to amass wealth. The once admired son of Kolkara had become a feared troublemaker. You took others' property, killed people, and took their money and belongings. You became a wealthy man by grabbing others' wealth. People banished you from the city with king's permission. You shifted to the village near the forest. There built a big house with wood and other materials available locally. Fearing Kamanda's wrath, Kutumbini's father had no choice but to send her and the children back to live with him. They moved to a village near the forest, where Kamanda built a large house with ill-gotten gains. But Kamanda's heart had grown cold. One fateful day, he encountered an old priest named Gunavardhana walking down the street. The priest, trembling, pleaded with Kamanda, "You already have fortune and wealth. Why do you wish to harm me? My family awaits my return. Please let me go." But Kamanda, blinded by rage and arrogance, ignored the priest's plea. In an act of unforgivable cruelty, Kamanda took a sharp sword and beheaded the innocent priest. The cries of injustice echoed through the heavens. Sage Brighu concluded, "This heinous act sealed your karma. The sins of that lifetime have followed you into this one. Your leprosy is a manifestation of the pain and suffering you caused others, especially the pure-hearted priest." Sage Brighu continued explaining the past life of King Somakantha. Sage said, "After many years, Kamanda grew old and frail. Sadly, your sons, servants, attendants, and even close friends turned away from you and showed you no respect. Desperate, you called upon sages and offered them gifts, but they refused to accept due to your bad conduct. In a bid to redeem yourself, you decided to renovate an old Ganesha temple. All your wealth was spent on the temple's restoration. Soon after, your time in that life came to an end, and Yam's messengers took you to Yamloka. There, Lord Yama asked you, "Will you use the merits of your good deeds or face the consequences of your evil actions first?" You replied, O Lord Yama, the son of Surya, I will use my good merits first. Because of your act of renovating the Ganesha temple, you were granted a new life as the king of Saurashtra. However, the burden of your past misdeeds still lingers. Sage Brighu then advised King Somakantha, to destroy the remnants of your past evil, you must listen to the Ganesh Purana with devotion and urgency. Doing so will certainly free you from this ocean of misery. There is no doubt about it. After he had told this to the king, he recited the super excellent 108 names of Lord Ganesha. He sanctified some water with holy mantras as he sprinkled it on the king. As soon as he had sprinkled the water, a small figure with a black face emerged from the king's nostril and then fell onto the. He instantly grew very big. His gaping mouth measured 7 talas. It was frightful. His tongue was terrible and his eyes were fire red. He had long arms and wore braided hair. A huge fire began spewing from his mouth, as did pus and blood, causing everyone's eyes to become blinded as though it were a very dark night. After seeing this startling being, whose gnashing teeth were everywhere to be seen, all the other inhabitants of the hermitage fled. Brighu questioned the male demon, who was standing right before his eyes. Aren't you clever? Tell me about yourself, and what is your name? The demon replied, I live in the body of the king, and my name is Papa Purusha. As a result of your sprinkling water on him, I have come out of his body. I am extremely hungry and I need to eat, so give me food. If you don't give food, I will eat this king and all of these people right in front of you.